Welcome to York, England, a city where Roman legions, Viking warriors, medieval kings, and Victorian innovators have all left their mark. Few places in Britain pack so much history, atmosphere, and character into such a compact and walkable city. From towering Gothic cathedrals and ancient city walls, to unique ghost shops, Viking streets, world-class museums, and immersive art experiences, York is a destination that truly rewards exploration. In this Infinite Horizons guide, we'll walk you through the very best things to do in York, with helpful tips along the way to make the most of your visit. No visit to York is complete without experiencing York Minster, one of the largest and most impressive Gothic cathedrals in Northern Europe. Construction began in 1220 and took over 250 years to complete, resulting in a masterpiece of medieval architecture. Inside, the Minster's 128 stained glass windows form one of the largest medieval glass collections in existence. Including the breathtaking Great East Window, completed in 1408, it remains the largest expanse of medieval stained glass ever created, illustrating the biblical story from creation to the end of time. Nearby, the famous rose window glows with vivid color. Created in the late 15th century, it symbolizes the union of the houses of York and Lancaster, a lasting reminder of peace after the Wars of the Roses. For those willing to climb 275 steps, the central tower offers sweeping views across York's rooftops, and on a clear day, even out toward the Yorkshire countryside. One of the most striking features inside York Minster is the Great Choir Screen. Built in the early 15th century, it forms a dramatic stone barrier between the nave and the choir. Set into the screen are statues of England's kings, from William the Conqueror onward, a powerful reminder of the close relationship between church and crown. Looking up, the vaulted ceiling draws the eye heavenward. Its soaring stone ribs and intricate bosses showcase the mastery of medieval Gothic engineering, designed to inspire awe while lifting both the structure and the spirit toward the divine. Before leaving York Minster, it's worth taking a moment to look closely at the exterior stonework. The walls are alive with hundreds of carved figures, some purely decorative, others deeply symbolic. Saints, monarchs, biblical scenes, animals, and mythical creatures are all worked into the stone by medieval craftsmen. Among the most striking are the gargoyles and grotesques. While gargoyles originally served a practical purpose as rainwater spouts, they were also designed to warn, provoke, and sometimes even amuse. Many are deliberately distorted or unsettling, reflecting medieval beliefs about evil, protection, and the boundary between the sacred space of the church and the outside world. Beneath York Minster's central tower is the Undercroft Museum, where the city's history is revealed layer by layer. This space was uncovered during major structural work in the late 20th century, and shows that the Minster was built directly on top of earlier York. Beneath glass floors, you can see sections of the Roman fortress built in 71 AD, when York served as a key military headquarters in northern Britain. The story moves into Anglo-Saxon and Viking York, marked by the Horn of Ulf, a carved elephant tusk, gifted by a Viking nobleman, symbolizing the shift toward Christianity. Also on display are the York Gospels, an early 11th century illuminated manuscript, remarkably still used in services today, linking modern worship directly to York's medieval past. As you move through the Undercroft, foundations from earlier churches reveal how the site was continually rebuilt, following fires, collapses, and political change. Norman stonework sits above Anglo-Saxon remains, which themselves rest on Roman foundations. The Undercroft also contains the Doomstone, a carved fragment believed to have formed part of an early medieval sculpture depicting the Last Judgment. It's one of the earliest surviving Christian artworks linked to the Minster. Nearby is the tomb of St. William of York, a 12th century archbishop later canonized. His burial site became a major place of pilgrimage, strengthening York Minster's importance in medieval England. The Undercroft doesn't recreate history, it preserves it. These remains are original and left exactly where they were found, offering a quiet but powerful reminder that York Minster stands on nearly 2,000 years of continuous history. Just a short walk away stands Clifford's Tower, the largest surviving part of York Castle, Northern England's greatest medieval fortress. It was designed not just for defense, but intimidation, towering over the city as a constant reminder of who ruled. Inside, visitors can view conserved 13th-century stonework, arrow slits and fireplaces from when the tower was part of York Castle. Timber walkways allow exploration of the upper levels and intimate views of the interior walls. The tower has witnessed some of York's darkest and most dramatic moments, including the tragic 1190 massacre of the city's Jewish community. The tower's unusual four-lobe design makes it architecturally unique, and the elevated viewing platform offers excellent 360-degree views over the city of York and beyond. York is one of the best-preserved walled cities in England, with nearly 2 miles of continuous walls. Walking the full circular circuit takes about 2 hours at a relaxed pace, passing key landmarks like York Minster, the River Ouse, and medieval gatehouses known as bars. Open from around 8 a.m. until dusk, the city walls provide some of the finest views in York and are especially popular with photographers. Walking the city walls independently is completely free, but for those who want deeper insight, paid guided tours are available. One of the most impressive gatehouses along the city walls is Monk Bar, which forms the northeast entrance to York. Built in the 14th century and rising across 4 floors, with the upper level added by Richard III, it is York's tallest bar. The gatehouse was heavily fortified, complete with portcullis grooves, murder holes through which missiles and boiling water could be dropped on attackers, and multiple defensive chambers stacked above the gateway. Over the centuries, these upper chambers served a variety of purposes, including as private living quarters and, in the 16th century, as a prison for rebellious Catholics. Monk Bar also has a darker place in York's history. After his defeat at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, the severed head of King Richard III was displayed above the gate as a warning to others. Few streets in England are as instantly recognizable as the Shambles. With its overhanging timber-framed buildings, narrow cobbled lane and medieval shopfronts, it's often described as one of the best-preserved medieval streets in Europe. Dating back more than 700 years, the Shambles was once home to butchers' shops and houses, and it's still possible to see original meat hooks attached to some of the shopfronts. The deliberately designed, overhanging upper floors sheltered the street and protected meat from the midday sun. Over time, the timber buildings have leaned inward as the wood has expanded, creating the street's famous narrow profile. Today, the Shambles is packed with independent shops, fudge kitchens, souvenir stalls, and atmospheric cafes. The Shambles isn't just historic, it's also home to some of York's most imaginative shops. The York Ghost Merchants, a small but hugely popular shop that embraces York's reputation as one of the most haunted cities in England. Inside, you'll find handcrafted ceramic ghosts, each with its own name and personality. Inspired by local folklore and ghost stories, the shop has become a favorite with visitors, and queues are common, though they tend to move quickly. Just steps away, you'll find the Shop That Must Not Be Named, an independent gift shop specializing in officially licensed Harry Potter merchandise. Its interior is filled with wands, cloaks, potions, and immersive decor. Stepping inside feels less like entering a shop and more like walking onto a film set. Further along the Shambles, you'll find the Potions Cauldron, a magical drinks emporium at number 9 3/4. Often compared to a real-life Diagon Alley, it offers interactive potion making, a hidden secret potion room, and colorful creations like Spellbound, butterscotch beer, and color-changing slushy drinks. As daylight fades on the Shambles, the city takes on a very different atmosphere, and one of the most popular ways to experience it is on a guided walking ghost tour. Led by costumed guides, these tours wind through York's narrow medieval streets, shadowed alleyways and historic sites, sharing stories drawn from the city's long history of hauntings and folklore. While some tales lean toward the theatrical, Many are rooted in real locations and documented events. Ghost tours usually last around an hour and are suitable for most ages, offering a relaxed mix of history, storytelling, and humor rather than outright scares. After an evening of ghost stories and shadowed streets, the city's history takes on a much lighter tone. The York chocolate story explores the legacy of famous confectionery families, such as Rowntree and Terry, whose innovations helped shape both the city and the chocolate industry itself. Inside, visitors are taken on a guided journey through more than 4,000 years of chocolate history, tracing its origins, how it came to York, and why the city earned the nickname, the Chocolate City. Along the way, you'll learn how chocolate is made, how to taste it properly, and how the industry is evolving toward a more sustainable future. The experience also uncovers surprising stories behind York's most famous creations, from the chocolate orange to the globally recognized Kit Kat. For a different view of York's past, the York Dungeon focuses on the city's darker, more unsettling history. Instead of traditional museum displays, the attraction uses live actors and theatrical sets to bring historical events to life. The stories are based on real moments from York's history, but they're presented with dark humor and dramatic storytelling, rather than detailed academic explanation. As you move through the experience, you encounter episodes ranging from Roman York to medieval crime and punishment, outbreaks of plague, and the city's connection to infamous figures such as Dick Turpin, who was imprisoned and executed here in the 18th century. The dungeon highlights how fear, disease, and punishment shaped everyday existence in historic York. York Castle Museum is one of the city's most diverse museums, offering a look at how ordinary people lived. Set within a former prison complex beside Clifford's Tower, the museum makes strong use of its surroundings. Original cells and exercise yards remain, helping to place exhibitions on crime, punishment, and justice into their real historical setting. One of the museum's most well-known sections is the recreated Victorian Street, complete with shop fronts, sounds, and period detail. Rather than simply displaying objects behind glass, this area recreates the atmosphere of 19th century York, showing how people lived, shopped, worked, and socialized. The museum also holds an extensive fashion and textile collection, charting changes in clothing from the 18th century to the modern day. These displays go beyond style, using clothing to explain social class, working conditions, and shifting attitudes over time. Other galleries explore themes such as everyday childhood, wartime life, and public health, helping to place major historical events into the context of daily experience. York Castle Museum works best when taken slowly. It's a place where small details matter, and where history feels personal rather than distant. For visitors who want a deeper understanding of how York's past shaped everyday life, it's one of the most rewarding stops in the city. York's Viking heritage comes alive at the Jorvik Viking Center, which explores one of the most important periods in York's history, the time when the city was a major Viking settlement, known as Jorvik. The center is built directly on the site of large-scale archaeological excavations carried out in the 1970s, which uncovered well-preserved remains of Viking-age streets, buildings, and everyday objects. The main attraction is a ride-through experience that takes visitors through a reconstructed Viking settlement, set around the year 975 AD. As you move through the scenes, you see daily life in Jorvik: craftsmen at work, traders at the riverside, families in their homes, and animals living alongside people. Sounds and smells are used deliberately to reflect what archaeologists believe Viking-age York would have been like. Beyond the ride, the museum displays many of the original artifacts found during the excavations. These include tools, jewelry, combs, coins, and household items, offering direct evidence of how people lived, worked, and traded. Together, they show that Jorvik was not just a raiding outpost, but a thriving international trading city. Just a short walk from York City Centre is the National Railway Museum, one of the UK's most impressive museums and one of the few national museums that's completely free to enter. Railways transformed Britain, with York playing a central role as a major rail hub on the East Coast Main Line. The museum reflects this importance, housing some of the most famous locomotives ever built. Among the highlights is the Flying Scotsman, one of the world's most recognizable steam engines, and the first to officially reach 100 miles per hour. Nearby is the Mallard, which still holds the world speed record for steam locomotives, set in 1938, a record that has never been broken. The museum also features beautifully preserved royal carriages, including Queen Victoria's saloon, offering a glimpse into how Britain's monarchy once traveled by rail. Other exhibits explore early steam engines, historic signaling equipment, and the development of railway engineering over time. Beyond the trains themselves, the museum looks at how railways changed everyday life, shaping cities, industry, travel, and even the way time was standardized across the country. Spacious, interactive, and suitable for all ages, the National Railway Museum isn't just about trains, it's about understanding how the railways helped build modern Britain. Next, we head back toward York Minster, where one of the city's most atmospheric historic homes offer a quieter glimpse into York's past. Treasurer's House stands just behind York Minster and has been shaped by nearly 2,000 years of history. Built on Roman foundations, it was once home to the treasurers of York Minster. In the late 1800s, wealthy Yorkshireman Frank Green restored the house, filling it with his collection of antiques and artworks gathered during his travels. When Green retired to Somerset in 1930, he gifted Treasurer's House to the National Trust, along with its contents. Inside, visitors can explore richly furnished rooms featuring antique furniture, ceramics, textiles, and period artwork. Outside, the award-winning gardens offer a calm contrast to the busy city, with views back toward York Minster itself. From personal fortune to public power, York Mansion House stands in the heart of the city and was built in the early 18th century as the official residence of the Lord Mayor of York and to host dignitaries and royalty. Inside, the house features grand rooms, including the impressive stateroom, along with fine furnishings, silverware, and ceremonial objects linked to York's civic life. Guided tours explore how the building functioned as a center of power and hospitality, offering insight into how York governed itself during the Georgian period. Just a short walk away, Fairfax House offers a very different view of life in 18th century York. Named the winner of the 2025 Historic Houses Collections Award, Fairfax House was originally built as a winter residence for the wealthy Viscount Fairfax. Today, it is celebrated for its beautifully preserved interiors and attention to period detail. Inside, the rooms are furnished to reflect upper-class life in Georgian York, with elegant furniture, decorative plasterwork, and carefully restored interiors. The house places strong emphasis on craftsmanship and domestic life, showing how wealth, taste, and social status were reflected within the home. Fairfax House feels more personal than the grand civic spaces of Mansion House, offering an intimate look at how York's elite once lived, and providing a fitting contrast to the city's larger public buildings. From York's grand houses and civic spaces, we turn to a very different side of the city's past. The York Army Museum explores the military history of Yorkshire through the regiments raised in the region, focusing on the people behind the uniforms rather than just the battles they fought. Inside, exhibits trace the history of units such as the Prince of Wales's own Regiment of Yorkshire and the Royal Dragoon Guards. Displays include uniforms, medals, weapons, and personal belongings, showing how military life evolved from the 18th century to the present day. The museum also places Yorkshire's soldiers within the context of major conflicts. Photographs, letters, and personal accounts help link global events back to local communities. Compact but informative, the York Army Museum offers a focused and human look at how Yorkshire's military history fits into the wider national story. From stories of service and conflict, York shifts gears once again, this time into a more modern and creative space. Van Gogh, the immersive experience, offers a contemporary way to engage with art, using large-scale digital projections, music, and movement to bring Vincent van Gogh's work to life. Rather than viewing paintings on a wall, visitors step inside the artwork itself, surrounded by color, texture, and motion. The experience traces key moments from Van Gogh's life and artistic career, exploring his influences, techniques, and emotional struggles. Iconic works such as Starry Night, Sunflowers, and The Bedroom are reimagined across walls and floors, allowing viewers to experience them in a completely different way. It's a reminder that while York is rooted in history, the city continues to embrace new and creative ways of telling stories. The York Art Gallery offers a quieter and more traditional way to engage with art. Located in the city center, the gallery is best known for its internationally recognized ceramics collection, which spans centuries and cultures. The gallery holds thousands of pieces, ranging from ancient pottery to modern studio ceramics, making it one of the most important collections of its kind in the UK. Alongside ceramics, the gallery hosts a rotating program of fine art and photography exhibitions, often showcasing both British and international artists. These changing displays mean there's usually something new to see, even for repeat visitors. York Art Gallery provides a reflective space to slow down after the busier attractions in the city. It highlights York's ongoing relationship with creativity, linking historic craftsmanship with contemporary artistic expression. York is a city that rewards curiosity. Whether you're drawn to Roman ruins, Viking streets, medieval walls, ghostly legends, or world-class museums, there's something here for every type of traveler. It's walkable, atmospheric, and endlessly fascinating. If you enjoyed this guide, please like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which York attraction you'd visit first. Until next time, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next journey.